able to read these words and decode these words and use the skills that you were supposed to have learned this year to answer them. So I'm going to say it one more time. Get serious-minded about these questions. Give me serious answers. Stop trying to make fun of it. If you want to make fun of it and you don't want to be serious, please put your head down and stay quiet for the rest of the period. Question 3 is a question we should not have to spend much time on, and it's certainly a simple question that everyone in the room should have been able to come up with a serious answer to. What if it were about a tornado?
Oh.
What would you do then, Courtney? You'd go to the basement. What would you bring? Did you have to bring anything with you? Your family and your pets. Would you need to bring food down for a tornado?
Yes.
No.
Why?
Why not? They don't last that long. Right.
Oh.
Okay. What about a hurricane?
Board up your house.
What should you do for a hurricane? Board up your house. Good. What else should you do to prepare for a hurricane? Can't hear you.
Are you going to get cooking and poisoning?
Get out of town. Leave. Evacuate the area. Always a good answer. Same thing with the blizzard. Hey, you know what? When you blizzard up here in New York, I'm going to go down to Pennsylvania.
Oh.
There's going to be a blizzard here along the East Coast. I'm going to go to Buffalo. I got family in Buffalo. I'm going to leave for a couple of days.
Look at that mole.
Evacuate the area is always a good answer. What else for a hurricane?
Don't you have to like, oh.
Should you go to the basement?
No.
No.
Why should you go to the basement?
Because you'll drown and die.
You'll drown in the basement. Yeah, if your basement floods, you're SOL.
Go to the attic. Attic.
Go to high ground for what?
But
for a hurricane? For a flood. We wouldn't go to the flood. But if there were to be a flood, then you'd want to go to high ground.
Mr. Lloyd.
The low areas, right. Because a hurricane forms in warm oceans and brings with it torrential rain and wind, and usually affects the coast more than anything else. So if you're on the coast and you go into the basement, chances are your basement's going to fill up with water. You don't want to be in the basement. For a tornado, you go to the basement because the strong winds can totally destroy your house.
But
Alexis.
Wait, which one?
you.
You're the only Alexis now, remember?
Okay. Wasn't there a tornado like a couple of weeks ago that they were talking about was coming for us or something? I don't know. I heard that there was a tornado near like New York.
Okay. Not going to see what we're talking about right now.
Okay, thank you.
Alexis.
If we're supposed to go to high grounds for hurricanes, how come in hurricanes?
You're not supposed to go to high grounds for a hurricane.
Hurricanes.
If you go out of your house during a hurricane and seek high ground, you're going to get blown around.
No, I mean like in your,
at you and you get your head
like in your attic, like in your attic, like
so
if
in
you.
your attic, okay. If you live near the coast and you go up to your attic, that's a safe place because if the water does come in and flood your neighborhood,
Yeah, but.
you'll be up on a roof instead of down underwater.
Didn't you
Okay,
just
but
say-
in Hurricane Katrina, the water went so high that they drowned in their attic.
If you're stuck in your house and the water is rising, get higher up. If you're still in your house, if you were somebody, if Hurricane Katrina came and you were somebody that stayed in your house, you didn't listen. You didn't leave because you needed to leave. The people that drowned in Hurricane Katrina didn't listen to the warnings, and they didn't take it seriously enough, and that's why they drowned. And what did they do? They went up to the top of their roof because that's the last place they had to go because the water was rising. Those people lived below sea level. And when the water got in there, they got trapped because they didn't answer this kind of question properly for themselves when they still had a chance to do it.
Okay.
Unfortunately, that happens. People don't always pay attention to the warnings or think about the actual dangers involved. These questions are asking you to think about the dangers involved and what do you know you could do to prevent loss of life and loss of property. Now, I'm spending way too much time on this. I got a lot of things I wanted to run through today, so let's move forward. Describe the general surface wind pattern around a low-pressure sensor on a map. Do you remember which way the wind is supposed to go around a low-pressure center? What are they? No. Counterclockwise. in or out? In towards the center of the low or out away from the low? Do winds rise or do winds sink at a low? No, they don't. Low and lousy. What has to happen to air in order for clouds to
Has to drop. Get colder.
It has to rise. Very
Dang.
good remembering. You all know this. So are you going to remember it? Low and lousy, high and dry. Air rises. If air is rising at the low, is it diverging at the ground or is it coming together at the ground, hitting and going up? That's what you need to remember. Air comes in, goes up. Clockwise or counterclockwise? Look at the wind direction that they give you on this map. You can tell that this wind is coming in like this wind is coming in like this wind is coming in like this. Is this a circulation around here? Yes, it is. Is it clockwise or counterclockwise? Counterclockwise. On the test, if you're serious-minded about this, on the test there are a lot of little places where they show you wind directions around lows. And they show you in the reference tables, if you allow it to show you, wind directions, whether it's coming in or going out. What kind of pressure at this latitude? No, not dry. Look at it. It's supposed to remind you of what kind of pressure, though? High and
Dry.
Low and
Lousy.
So what kind of pressure here? High. Look at the surface winds. Are they going away from the high or towards the high? Whoa, stop. What have you said towards? Is it towards or away? Look at it. Eyeball it. Look at it. You said it right. Say it again. Away. What does the wet mean? What kind of pressure? Shouldn't be any guessing going on. It's low and lousy. High and dry.
Low and lousy.
Low and lousy. Wet weather. What do you see about these arrows? Are they coming together or are they moving apart? Converging at low pressure, diverging at high. Do you remember this chart? Do you remember the dotted line here? Look at what it's labeled. What is it labeled? The tropopause. That's the top of the troposphere. What does that mean I have between my hand and my hand? Is it the atmosphere? Yes, it is. The lower part of the atmosphere where all the weather is. What kind of pressure do we have here at the equator? Low and lousy, high and dry. So what kind of pressure do we have?
Low and lousy.
This is what I'm looking at here. This is what I see from up here. This is actually a little pathetic. We're taking way too long to go through some of these basic concepts that every single one of you needs to have in order to do well on that region. If you have the answers and you're just sitting there drooling, which is what it looks like, that's not really in your best interest, nor is it in the best interest of the people around you. Does anybody in this room, besides me, care about how this diagram